there you are. Hi, everybody. It's Dear Mama Sal. And we are on for our Sunday evening broadcast, which is Soul Sunday. And for those of you who might be new to the broadcast, welcome. Feel free to participate if you want to. On the other hand, if you just want to sit and listen to it, that's great. Remember, please, to subscribe and to hit the thumbs up button if you enjoy what you're listening to. Do all those things. All right. For those of you who are new, we do 3 broadcasts a week, and 2 of them are on Friday. We do a skills one at lunchtime, Pacific time on Friday, and a fun one on Friday evenings. And then we do the Soul Sunday one on Sunday. And so, thank you, Jody. Jody just typed, "You look so pretty," and it discombobulated me for a second there. Thanks, Jody. You're so kind. And you're looking really good today, Jody, if I might mention that as well. All right, so today we're going to be talking about peace of mind. Now, I know I normally give you a piece of my mind. That's not what I'm talking about, no. Today we're going to just, as usual, on Soul Sunday, just take it a little bit easy and relax a bit and hopefully just calm down. I've got some, what I hope are some really nice quotes that I found around just, liking who we are and doing what we need to do to get peace of mind. Peace of mind is not some weird thing. Peace of mind is keeping control of your mind and not letting that in. And knowing that it's all going to be there tomorrow anyway, going like this, but right now that you choose to have control of your mind. And it's a wonderful gift if you can learn it. All right, so before I get on to that, I would like just to say congratulations to Lauren. She just started her university course today. So well done, Lauren. I'm really very, very proud of you. I wanted to give a big hug to Beth, who's had a difficult week this week. To Nana, who's still having some problems with her knees, and that's being, made a little bit more difficult for her because Rick has got some vertigo issues, which means Nana has to do more, which will put more pressure on her knees. Hi there, Joan. It's great to see you as well. Always a pleasure to see you here. We found out that Charlotte's doing her half marathon in May, and we'll keep a track of that one. Jody, I did put it into the important dates. By the way, if any of you've got a birthday coming up that we might not have remembered, please make sure that you let us know so that we can add it to our list. We're building a new list. I say birthdays, but, anniversaries or something that's important, got an operation coming up where you need some extra support, whatever it is that we can help you with. We also know that we have, hi, Erin. Good to see you, honey. Big hug to you too. We know we've got Sharon has got a birthday in March, and by the way, we heard from Nada. For those of you who remember Nada, she not only moved, but then ended up getting an infection. So the poor kid, we all know that. I think they say that moving is the 3rd most stressful thing in your life. Did you know that? Hi, Carrie. Good to see you. How's your father-in-law, for want of a better word, doing? How is... just let us know. All right. So there we go. Those are the main things. And anybody who's got an update on anything else that we need, please let us know so we can keep track of it. And Mike's, I was, the reason I said it like that is because Kerry's man, Mike, his father has been in hospital and is not doing too well. And his mother is really finding it very stressful. Okay, so he's better. Hopefully he'll be able to go home soon. We love to hear that good news. Thank you all for your thoughts and prayers. I cannot tell you how powerful your thoughts and prayers are. And if you don't believe, just keep track and see how many times, we put out thoughts and prayers and people do a whole lot better. Jonas is saying, my family and I finally moved into a new place, only to be told that we had to move some of the furniture back to stage it for insurance. Yes, you know something, That was a big thing that somebody said to me, please don't move and take the furniture out. Yeah, it's very important. All right, so Kerry's updating us that Mike's daddy is out of hospital and in rehab. That's great to hear. That's always a sign that he's going one step in the right direction. By the way, I took a major step forward since Friday. I heard from the moving company. They gave me a counter offer on the bill, and I accepted it. And the reason that I accepted it is because I thought it was much more fair. And if I accepted it, the drama was over. Does that make sense to everybody? So this is about, how do I get peace of mind? I can carry on fighting this for 6 months if I want to, but did I think it was pretty fair? Yep. Is it more than I thought I wanted to pay? Oh, sure. But, you know, it's like, I think you all know me well enough to know that I like to be in balance. I would have liked to have saved more, but they gave me quite a discount. And I just immediately said, do it, take it, put it through, I'm good. So now that is out of my life and I can get on with it. So the first quote that we have, and let me know what these quotes bring up for you. And at the end, I'd like you to know, which one is your favorite one, because I think, Jody, at the end of each broadcast, let's put up the best quote of the week or of the broadcast, because I thought that one we put up for the drama was just awesome. And certainly a lot of people needed to know that one in their lives. All right, so here's this one. What do you think about this? Euripides said, silence is true wisdom's best reply. Silence is true wisdom's best reply. How many of you can feel that? We don't always have to answer. We don't always have to respond, right? We can actually hear somebody and say, wow, interesting, thank you. Enough. How many of you can feel the power of nothing? Okay, so Erin said, okay, so Erin's saying she's got a medical update, but she's going to let Jody know, and then we will sort it out from there. Good idea, Erin. All right, Beth, good to see you. Yes, pick your battles. And Beth, I hope that you've been having a quieter time after the discussion that we've had on Friday. All right, I totally understand that, Erin. Thank you. She's saying it's too much to type here. Get it to us. We will sort it out between us. Jody and I do that pretty well. And then we will put, if you want us to put up a version of it for the viewers, I'll put it up on Facebook for you. Is that okay, Erin? Just let me know. Euripides also said, no man is free who is not a master self. How do you feel about that? That you are never free unless you are in control of yourself, unless all this blah, 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 that's going on around you just doesn't come in, that you can understand that it's just stuff and you don't have to get sucked into it. There is a Zen proverb that says, to be calm is the highest achievement of the self. To be calm is the highest achievement of the self. And Beth, while we've got you here, I forgot to ask you, how is Victoria doing? For those of you who don't know, Victoria ended up with a chemical splash. I want to call it that because I don't know what word to use. Something exploded and went over her face, and she's going to have some surgery as well. So keep us updated if you can, Beth, just so that, because I've got it on the list, and I would like to sort of update those people who care. Marcus Aurelius said this: the nearer a man or woman comes to a calm mind, the closer he is to strength. Have any of you found that you feel more powerful in yourself with learning how to control your emotional stuff? I just wonder if any of you have felt that, everything used to push me backwards and forwards, and now I know it's just stuff and I need to deal with it one step at a time. I look at all that I did, and in the move and everything that goes with it. And I really must say that I was pretty proud of myself for planning it out the way that I did and for executing it the way that I did to create the least amount of stress possible. I got, the only real stress I got was when there was a bid on my house that I thought was a ripoff. And instead of just saying no, which I realize now I could have done, instead of saying no, I felt that I needed to give an answer. And, the answer should have been no. I can see that now. But that was the only day I really got very stressed. 17 hours of moving, I was amazed that I did not lose my cool. Even when they broke, something of great joy to me. I just knew it was what it was, and getting upset about it wasn't going to bring it back whole again. It was, it was broken. End of story. It is said that the measure of wisdom is how calm you are when facing any given situation. I was delighted to see there, Kerry, that his daddy was able to go to the wedding. That was Emma's wedding. I thought that was wonderful. And I'm certain it made everybody very happy, including Emma, obviously. And, it's just like, it's amazing what we can do if we really want to. And I think that is something that we all need to be aware of. I really noticed that I am having a lot of problems with my posture and with my core strength. And, I decided, boom, boom, 2x4, you've got a total gym. If you want to build your core strength up, you need to unpack your total gym, get it set up, and start using it. And, it was set like, just like you can either sit and complain about your lack of core strength, or you can do something about it. And I decided I was going to do something about it. And I was really happy that I did. Really happy that I did. Although there are a few muscles. There are a few muscles that are sort of telling me they're not quite as happy as they were. But the good news is I can already feel the difference in my back. I almost, when I lay down on that thing, you could almost hear my vertebrae going, because lying flat on that board is really good. Beth saying, don't forget about seeing a dentist of your sore tooth. Well, actually, I've managed to get it under control. With enough ibuprofen, it actually got under control. So it's, but I do understand that I do need to go and get it checked. Thank you. It is on my list. Thanks, Beth. And Beth, thank you for picking up on my comment about, we all know you're a superstar in the number of steps you do. We've had enough, what shall I say, confirmation of that every day. And I was thinking, we really need to help you by seeing how much you're putting in to support that. And that was my sense. And I was delighted that you agreed to give us that. Because, it's all about balance. Are you in balance? If you're putting out that much, are you putting in enough to support that? So Cicero said, the pursuit of even the best things ought to be calm and tranquil. The pursuit of even the best things ought to be calm and tranquil. So here's what I was thinking, in terms of, for example, what Lauren is doing. How many of you know that suddenly starting a new course has two parts to it? It has great excitement, but it also has great fear. Great excitement about, oh, isn't that great? I'm about to start university, because it's wonderful. And then there's this other part that goes, what if I can't keep up? And listen to this, the pursuit of even the best things ought to be calm and tranquil. And so what I think is really important is for us to support Lauren in being disciplined, consistent, and asking for help. If we can help her with that, she's going to remain pretty calm and tranquil, and she's going to get through the course because we know she can, if she can control the stuff, right? And Beth is saying that she is going to report that, but she's saying, I eat around about 3,500 calories a day. That is the amazing thing that I definitely would like to see more of, Beth. I'd like to see what you put in for 3,500 calories. If you could post that every now and then, that's purely selfish, right? Because I have a feeling I could learn a great deal from what you feed your body. But I really am amazed, as some of you know, that I have myself managed to lose 15 pounds already this year. So you drink Ensure 3 times a day plus, right? So the Ensure gives you the vitamins and minerals that you need, and then you eat over and above it. So how much does 3 Ensures a day put on? Because that's quite a few calories, isn't it? That on itself. And while Beth's answering that for us, listen to this one. Lao Tzu said, he or she who is contented is rich. He or she who is contented is rich. Hi, Kez. All right, how about that one? Kez, always great to see you, Kez. Kez is saying, a great quote that I heard is, you cannot have a positive life with a negative thought. Well, as I was describing on Friday, Kez, that if you can see the negative thoughts as little warning signs, I have always believed, don't ignore the negative thoughts, right? That's just my view. I know that somewhere deep down, those negative thoughts are trying to protect me in some way. And we did give some examples of that on Friday. For example, if we go back to what Lauren is doing, let's say she has a negative thought, which is, I'm never going to keep up. Well, the question then is, if that is your fear, what do you need to put in place to make sure that you do? Right? So in a way, that fear of I'm never going to be able to keep up is the warning sign that says, you are not known for great discipline and consistency, or whatever it is, all right? So therefore, what are you going to do to make sure that you can keep up? It's not rocket science, right? It's just like the way you do it is to do the work. I can remember once, and I've probably told this story before, but I'm going to tell it again because it's important. I remember once doing a speech somewhere, and I can't remember where it was, and somebody, obviously, who had some issues of their own, was complaining because at our local university, UBC, very well-known university, they were saying that all the foreign students were getting all the top positions. And they didn't quite say all the Asian, foreign students, but I have to tell you, that's what they meant. And I looked at them and I said, yeah, that's amazing, isn't it? And do you know why they get the top positions? And this person said, well, because they're smarter. I said, no, they're actually not smarter. They work harder. While you're out partying, down and drinking the beers and everything, they're still working. Why? Because their family depends on them doing well. You see, it's a whole different mindset. The work ethic is totally different. And they will continue to beat the heck out of you as long as you do not work as hard as they do. So get over it. And either work harder or stop complaining, because somebody is prepared to put that much work in to do well. It's not because they're smarter. They work harder. They do what it takes to get good grades. Beth's saying, I was losing weight again, so I decided to supplement with something I can drink for calories. I can work and drink at the same time without stopping. Exactly. You see, Beth, that is exactly the balance that I was hoping for. That you can see there are other ways. You don't have to stop to eat if you don't want to. All right, you can make your own protein drinks and things and take them with you. All right, I'm very proud of you for that. Good girl. What I love about you is you can see a problem and fix it in a heartbeat. And I think that is what we all strive for. All right, it's not to complain about it, just do something about it. Those who are free of resentful thoughts surely find peace. That's from the Buddha. Those who are free of resentful thoughts. Have any of you found that you are not nearly as resentful as you were maybe a year ago? I find that whenever I start to feel resentful, it is a dirty, great red flag to me. If I start to feel resentful, I say to myself, why am I resentful of somebody? Well, they got this, that, and the other. I said, yeah, what's your point? Do something to create that. If that's what you want, do something about it. So I talk to myself. To me, it's another red flag that goes up. It's another reason why I don't get depressed anymore. And because, yeah, exactly, Jonas. Jonas is saying, better to conquer yourself than others. All right? Better to conquer yourself than others. That's a great quote. Now, Yanni said, the less you want, the richer you are. The less you want, the richer you are. I think as we all continue to downsize, as we all continue to simplify our lives, we will be happier people. I think that my generation, and I've got to say that, those of us who grew up sort of late 40s, early 50s, that sort of boomer generation, we were so busy uh, making up for what our parents had gone through during the war, and we were sort of busy, bigger, better, doing all those things, and it just compounded itself. We just weren't happy with enough. We needed enough plus some. And I look at it today, and it's like as I'm unpacking, do I really need two fondue sets? And why do I use a fondue set? Right? I actually do use a fondue set at Christmas time to make my chocolate covered marshmallows. But I don't need two to do that. And I could do them without a fondue set. Right. Alan Watts, nice one, Jonas. Alan Watts said, no valid plans for the future can be made by those who have no capacity for living now. Right? If you cannot learn to enjoy today, you certainly will have great difficulty achieving any plans for tomorrow. Because you definitely, if you can get the peace of mind on how to live today, you will be able to live a happier tomorrow. I wonder if that makes any sense. And the Swami Vivekananda said, neither seek nor avoid. Take what comes. Right? It is what it is. Just take what comes. And know it's all part of your learning. I think that is the important part that I found, is that, this same thing will keep coming at you until you've learned the lesson. Once you've learned the lesson, for some reason, it just doesn't come as much. Have any of you found that? It's like, if you're big into jealousy, you will keep getting things happen to you that make you want to be jealous. And if you let go of jealousy, suddenly you have no reason to be jealous anymore. It's really weird. Lao Tzu also said, the best fighter is never angry. Okay? So you will remember when I was having this discussion with the movers, right? I refused to partake in anything that was going to get me angry or trigger. I just wanted to deal with it in a matter-of-fact way. And Jonas is saying, every experience holds the possibility of revealing some truth. Problems are inevitable, but suffering is optional. Yeah, absolutely true. And Robert J. Sawyer said, learning to ignore things is one of the greatest paths to inner peace. Learning to ignore things is one of the greatest paths to inner peace. Don't let every little thing, as Beth said earlier, right? Fight your battles. Don't fight everything. Find a battle if you must, but just don't go fighting everybody and everything. You will find that being right is a total waste of time. For a lot of things, a total waste of time. Being right will just cause you so much problem. Just be. Don't worry about being right. To bear trials with a calm mind robs misfortune of its strength and burden. That came from Seneca. That's way back as well. To bear trials with a calm mind robs misfortune of its strength and burden. And Jonas is adding, even our enemies are teachers of inner strength. Yeah. I think one of the most interesting things about our enemies is to see what it is that we do or don't do that messes with their brain. All right. And I found so many people that said really nasty things about me. And, when I really got down to it, sometimes I actually did find out where it was coming from. 9 times out of 10, it was out of jealousy or resentment because they didn't think they could do what I did. And, every now and then I'd come across somebody and I'd find out the truth on that one. Yeah. And Jonas is quoting Alan Watts again by saying, muddy water, right, dirty water, is best cleared by leaving it alone. All right? If you take muddy water in suspension and you just don't go near it for a while, all the crud will drop to the bottom where it belongs. Yeah, Jonas is saying, I'm starting to learn that it makes more sense to seek to understand than to seek revenge. Even our enemies deserve to be understood. Yes, if you remember, Jonas, I've said it so many times, seek first to understand. If somebody says something really nasty to you, go, you know something? That sounds like that really upsets you. Help me understand why. If you can understand why, it helps you help them if you want to. And a rational person can find peace by cultivating indifference to things outside of their control. A rational person, how many of you are going, I'm getting to be a little bit more rational now? A rational person can find peace by cultivating indifference to things outside of their control. All the time that I had this stuff going on with the mover and the quote, I kept saying to myself, what can I control? I can control how much negativity I take. I can control whether I stay on the phone. I can control what my decision is. I can, and I literally worked that out. And I also, what I did was I made a pact with myself that if they came back with a quote that was under a certain figure, I would accept it. See, that I could control. I said, don't go fighting forever just for the sake of it, just to prove a point. Don't do that. What you do is you decide what you think is fair. And you know me, I am pretty fair. And so I said, if they come in with a figure that is anywhere below this figure, I will accept it. And I did. You see, I didn't need to punish them. I just needed to get a price that I felt more comfortable with. I certainly thought 200% increase on the estimate was, I understood it was fair. And what if Beth is saying, what if they didn't give you what is fair? I really don't mind. I thought it was fair, Beth. I thought it was fair. You see, I know how much they paid the staff. And I know that the staff worked 17 hours. There's a lot of money involved there, Beth. So, you look at it and you go, I knew what their costs were pretty well, because they detailed them to me, right? So, and I also believe that being a business person, they had the right to make a profit. I'm certain that you can understand that. And so what I was looking for is, what is fair? What is the win-win, Beth? It wasn't about who can do the best negotiation. What is a win-win? Beth saying, what I'm saying is, how would your reaction be if they overcharged you? They did, in my view. They did. And you're saying, what even, I got an itchy nose, sorry. What if they still overcharge me with the price I accepted? Then good for them. I was happy that it was a fair price. That's all that matters to me. Kez is saying, my plan to calm is to simplify by buying less things so I don't have to clean and organize so much because it stresses me out Plus, it will make me only buy and keep what I truly love, hopefully. Yep. Kez, what I have learned is if you want to have less cleaning, what I've learned is have less out. Okay. Now, as you can see, I've got my magic bullet, and two of the blades are there. And then that is some seeds that I'm growing, Yeah, lots of seeds that I'm growing there. So you understand, the more that is out, the longer it will take to clean. Right? Now, do you think I'm going to put the Keurig away? No. Do you think I'm going to put the foam machine away? No. But those two ceramic jars contain my coffee and my milk powder. I use skim milk powder for my foam. But, I use them every day, so I don't mind that. But the whole point is you can have stuff, but have it put away. That is the interesting thing. So the more clean countertop surfaces you have. Remember what I said, if you want to simplify your life, have clean surfaces, And if you have that, then it's so quick to clean it and dust it and whatever. If you have a lot of knickknacks out, it's going to take a long time to clean. Why? You've got to keep moving stuff. Now, I don't know if any of you do this, but a friend of mine learned a trick. Maybe you all do it. I just didn't, and I think it's very clever. What she does is she has pictures, ornaments, and accessories for each season. Think about this. She packs everything away except for the things that are relevant for this season. So, for example, she may have a lot of knickknacks, but the ones that have oranges and browns in them, she will bring out in the fall. The ones that are yellow and green and bright, she'll bring out for the spring. Does that make any sense? And so she just has a box for each season. By the way, she does it with her clothes as well. The orange and brown clothes she packs away for autumn. The yellows and grays and the brighter ones she will bring out for the spring. So, that is an interesting way. Beth is saying, yes, minimalism. That's what I do. I don't even have to think about what I'm wearing. My mind needs no clutter, or it reminds me of her mum's hoarding and feeling like I'm drowning. Yes. And, I really thank you all for, telling me box 4 was the one you wanted me to empty on Friday. I did it in a heartbeat. I'm not joking. I emptied it and put it all away in a very short space of time. And I've got a video where I showed you what was in it and where I put it. And I now have a big box outside under the awning of my house that is my donation box. And I may end up selling some of those things if I learn how to do that. But at the moment, it's my donation box. That a pair of golf shoes that I know I'm not going to wear anymore have gone in there. My popcorn maker, it has gone in there. Why? Because I've got a casserole dish that makes a really good popcorn maker. So I don't need the gizmo. I can get rid of the gizmo because my casserole dish does a good job. And that's what I'm looking at. Everything that comes out, I'm going, do I really need it? Or I'm going to put it away again, for another 20 years. Peace only comes from accepting the inevitable and taming our desires. If you're always looking for the better gizmo, how many of you have learned that not being in high fashion is a really good way to go, right? That is a really good way to go. I found that when I started to buy clothes that would be in fashion, you know, not high fashion, but be in fashion was a much better way. And clothes that I actually felt comfortable in. As Beth is saying, you know, it's a con game, right? The reason they keep having different colors come out each year is so you'll buy more clothes to be in fashion. Hi, Benj. Good to see you. And so, to my mind, the way that we stay in control of that is that we don't get caught up into being in fashion. Yeah, I did that a lot in my 20s, but after that, it was just like, man, really. Beth saying, hey, an idea. Put a notice in the community to say free items, or if I'm selling a few things. Yes, I'm going to find out. I'm going to the craft meeting tomorrow, Beth, and I want to find out where I would post something like that. They do have a community post board thing, but it's only for stuff from the community committee, I think. So I want to know, where would I post something if I've got things to sell or give away? And that is something I would like to know. And if they haven't got it, then I'm going to say, let me think, how can I advertise that? Or what I might do is just do a flyer, or a lot of the local neighbors drive by me, and I might say, on special this week, this is what I've got to give away. Joyce Meyer said, remain calm in every situation because peace equals power. Remain calm in every situation because peace equals power. And I'm hoping that over the last year, we have helped you stay more peaceful against incredible odds. I have to say that I surprised myself on a number of issues with this move. I decided to take the whole of this downsizing and then moving and now downsizing again as a lesson in what am I holding on to and why? And it's really important. And I came to my new place to find that they got the tiniest garbage bin and I can only empty it every 2 weeks. And I'm going, very funny. It's just like, so I can't do this too quickly because I have nowhere to put the crud, right? I've only got this small little baby garbage bin. And so what I'm doing is I can smile. That means I've got to hang onto a lot of boxes a lot longer. But it doesn't mean that I can't sort them. It doesn't mean that I can't put the crud into black garbage bags and store them somewhere and just every 2 weeks, fill up the bin. Hi from Morocco. Welcome. And I just want to tell you that I have visited your country many years ago. I would say probably 50 years ago, I visited your country, and I even got to have a meal with your crown prince, he's probably now king. And I remember it really well. I remember it really well because I got caught on camera doing something that I shouldn't have done. It's amazing the things I remember. Beth is saying, there are a few things I can't live without. My hoard of cleaning supplies. You see, Beth, that's your passion, right? Your passion is cleaning supplies. I was trying to say to some of my neighbors here, the reason that I have so much stuff is not because, when I look around, almost everything to do with my kitchen and my bedroom are unpacked. The two areas that are not unpacked, the craft room and the studio. Why? Because they take a lot of stuff. You cannot be a crafter without a lot of stuff. You cannot be an artist without a lot of stuff. So, but even so, I'm pretty sure I can halve the amount, but I will need to go through it slowly. Yes, I really don't know how to pronounce your name, so I'm going to say it's Ayoub. Did I get that nearly right? And how nice to meet you. Hi, in Morocco. Everybody know where Morocco is? Northwest Africa. And yeah, I really did. I was traveling on the maiden voyage of the ocean liner called the France. And one of the stops we made was in Morocco. And I was with some other important people, not that I was important, but I was with some important people. And we all got invited to lunch with the Crown Prince. It was really exciting. I remember it very, very well. How about this one? Be rational, not emotional. Be proactive, not reactive. Have direction, not speed. Go slow. Choose wisely. You see, one of the things that you will find is whatever your goal is, Benji will talk to this regularly, all right? The way that we achieve our goals is to have one, all right? Benji's whole thing, he shoots for the stars because he wants the moon. All right. So if you you understand, he will just keep going until he gets there, and it's a wonderful trait that he has. And he does not expect it all to go perfectly. He does not expect it all to happen in the right order. He just does it. And when I look at his goal and I look at your goals and my goals, what is it that you want in life? If you want a quieter life, calm yourself down. If you want to spend less time cleaning, clean your space. If you want a lot of friends, go out and meet people. You are not going to find them staying at home complaining about it. You're going to need to do something about it. Joe Dispenza said, the universe only gives us what we think we are worthy of receiving. Only what we think we are worthy of receiving. See, if you don't think you deserve happiness, don't expect it. But if you go, I deserve happiness, and it's a resentful thing, you're not going to find it. If you create happiness, maybe in others or for others, you will find yourself much happier. It's not all about you. So often, the way we get what we want is to give it to others. Don't hope that events will turn out the way that you want. Welcome events in whichever way they happen. This is the path to peace. You see, if you have a belief system that says, I believe that I will achieve my goal, and everything I need to learn will come at me on the way. You see, it is the journey that is the interesting part, not the achievement of the goal. You can talk to almost anybody who has achieved incredible things in their life, and they will tell you that as fast as they got the goal, they were busy with the next goal. All right, they didn't get a whole lot of joy actually in getting there, because the moment they got there, immediately their horizons expanded and they're busy on to the next goal. What was the interesting part was getting to that goal. The obstacles that got in the way, the learning that they had. And so when they went from the next bit, they're going, okay, well, I know all about this bit now because I've done that. And then guess what? Other stuff comes at you. Men and women are disturbed not by things, but the view which we take of them. Okay? It's not things, not things that make us happy, right? Now, how many of you know that if you happen to be Beth, whose passion is cleaning, then you understand that things around cleaning are going to make her happy. You all know me well enough to know I love the cooking gizmos, right? I love to play with gizmos. I love to experiment with things, right? It's just like, oh, let me try. That's going to be fun to play with. Some of them entertain me longer than others, all right? And so to me, for example, you know, the crepe maker that I bought, I cannot believe how much I use that. You know, I use it to brown meat. I use it to cook crepes, obviously. I use it to quickly fry things because it's so easy to clean. And then I just put it away again. It's, you know, it's much quicker than a fry pan, and it heats up so easily and does such a great job. It's just like, okay, this is much better. So I think what happens is that we enjoy these things, right? And if we enjoy them, why shouldn't we have those things? I think it's fine for Beth to have lots of cleaning stuff if that makes her happy. And I'm certain she gets stuff that makes her job easier, but it gives her pleasure to be somebody that creates clean. Marcus Aurelius said, receive without pride. Let go without attachment. Now, the first part is the difficult one. I'm amazed how many people do not receive wealth. They're good at giving, but they are not good at receiving. And may I ask you, those of you who are online right now, how about you? When somebody pays you a compliment, do you throw it back in their face and say, no, that's not true, or not really? Or do you say, how kind of you, thank you? Because if you do not receive a compliment with good grace, then how can you receive anything else? Right? And so, if you think about it, people are trying to be nice to us all the time, and we spend so much time throwing it back at them. You know, I started the broadcast today, and Jody said, you look so pretty. Thank you is the right answer. Not really? You know, I could have come up with 1,001 reasons why I did not agree with it. But no, that's not true. I could not have done that. But you understand, the answer is thank you. It's very simple. Because it's Jody's opinion that is important here. Thanks, Jody. I know you're a tad biased. I was saying that one of the things that we all need to work on is our ability to take a compliment. We all need to work on that. I said of Benji this week, and I will say it again when I see him later, but one of the things that I said about Benji was I really am overwhelmed with excitement about his simple brilliance. Simple brilliance. Benji can cut through a whole lot of crud and bring out this one nugget and just go, boom. Remember what he said to me that I listened to? Losing weight is easy, Sal. Eat good for you. Eat good food. Eat good for you food, that is. Eat good food and get more exercise. It's that simple. I remember him saying, it's that simple. And in my mind, I wanted to say, no, it's not Benji because I've tried that. And I'm going, no, listen to what he said. Just eat good for you food and get more exercise. How simple is that? Right? How simple is that? You don't need a fancy diet. What you need is to eat more good for you food and get more exercise. I agree. Best diet I've ever been on. And the other thing is, but you understand that, if I say to Benji, you are simply brilliant, I'm pretty certain he'd go, what? But the truth is he is. He is simply brilliant. And I am so proud to know him. All right, so let me see here. Hi, Tanika, good to see you. Always a pleasure to see you here. Kerry's saying, I'm finally able to take compliments with more grace than I used to, but I still have trouble believing them sometimes, but I'm getting better at them. You see, Kerry, it's not about you. You don't have to believe them. That is where your thinking is a little bit off. What you are doing is thanking them for what they believe, not what you believe. Hi, Tanika. It's always a pleasure to see you here. You understand that, Kerry? It's not what you believe, it's what they believe that you're acknowledging. They are not saying, I think you are so pretty. Do you agree with me? They are saying, you are so pretty in their mind. Or that looks really good on you in their mind. They don't want to hear I bought this 10 years ago and it's da-da-da-da-da-da, right? No. Erin is saying, I always say thank you because even if I don't fully believe it, it must be true as somebody else is telling me. All right. So you see, it's about them. When you can understand it's not all about you, it is about their experience. A compliment is my experience of you. Isn't that pretty? Thank you, Tanika. A compliment is my experience of you. Now, that doesn't mean that everybody else has to agree, right? Doesn't matter. That person thinks that. Kez is saying, as I got older, I found it easier to accept compliments. When I was younger, I would say I did nothing special. You see, based on your judgment of yourself, but people have said to me, always amazes me how many people say, you are so brave. And I'm going, what? You see, I don't see myself as brave or courageous or any of those sort of words. I don't see that. I see myself as a survivor. No doubt about that. I definitely do that. But I don't see myself. And yet it's amazing how many people say, you are such a brave person. And I realize that I need to understand that is in their view. And I need to acknowledge that, right? Kes is saying, it made me realize that I was putting myself down and the person giving me the compliment. And I was hurting their feelings. Yes, you've heard me say that I've got this friend, Patty, and she was in a bad way one time in her life. And she went to refuse the check and I gave her hell. I said, how dare you be so selfish? Here I am in a position to help you, and that would give me great joy, and you're refusing it. All right. I said, I need you to think about that. That is not a friend. I am in a position to help you, and it would give me pleasure to do that. So do me a favor, smarten up, take the money. Beth saying, someone complimenting you will change how you feel about yourself, even if you don't believe it yourself. Hearing it will often uplift your self-worth. Yeah, can I give you an example of that? Beth, my experience was that in my family, my sister was always the cook. I was never somebody that could cook. And yet the funniest thing happened when I moved into the house I've just left, and I started to cook every week for Yvonne and Wade and Papa. I found out I actually love cooking, right? I actually enjoy it. Jody, I was talking to her this week. Jody has this thing about how I put colors together. Well, guess who taught me the colors? The colors was all Benji. I remember him saying that, Simple Brilliance again. But Benji, I am starting a book called Benji's Simple Brilliance. Because I don't think you'll write it. I think I'll keep notes on it. But Jody, could you put that down for a goal of mine? I want to start keeping these nuggets of Benji's Simple Brilliance. But I remember him saying to me, Sal, it's easy. Look at a plate. The more colors you've got on it, the healthier it is. The more colors you've got on it, the healthier it is. Because if it's still got color, it means you haven't cooked the heck out of it, right? If you've got greens and reds and yellows, it means that it's pretty healthy. And quite often, I will look at a plate and go, it needs a bit of color, and I will literally start adding things on top of it to bring the colors up. Jonas is saying the more positive energy you put out in the universe, the more positive energy will make its way back. Yes, true. But Jonas, how many of us get a shield and hold it against the positive energy coming back because we don't think we deserve it? Let me ask you that one. That has been my experience, is that a lot of people don't want the good stuff because it would change their perception of themselves. Marcus Aurelius also said this: a mind freed from passions is an impenetrable fortress. A person has no more secure place of refuge for all time. Let me read that again. A mind freed from passions is an impenetrable fortress. A person has no more secure place of refuge for all time. In other words, if we are not driven, Beth, let's take your cleaning thing. If you are not driven to collect more and more cleaning products, it means it no longer controls you, right? If I stop filling boxes full of craft things, it means that I have learned not to let it overwhelm me. If I have learned only to buy 4 colors of paint, red, actually more than 4, right? Red, blue, yellow, black, and white. Right? If I learned just to buy 5 colors of paint and do a better job mixing them, I would save a lot of space in my studio. But my passion is to go get all these fancy colors. Think about what it is in your life. Which group of life overwhelms you? Is it your clothing? How about shoes? I found another thing not hoard, but I found another thing that I got way too many of. And I only found it and by accident. And I keep laughing because I go, oh, look at that, I got a few more. And then the next day, look at that, I've got a few more. It's coat hangers, people. Yeah, Erin's saying, I do not see myself as brave or strong, but people always say that. So to them, it is true. Yeah, it is. Oh, Tanika, you're also a coat hanger collector. Yeah. I'm trying to think, being me, I'm trying to think, is there another purpose for coat hangers that I haven't thought of yet? Now, one of the best ones that I like is, the ones that have got the grippy things on them? They're great for hanging up a menu, right? on a cupboard door in the kitchen. You know what I mean, right? The wire ones, I can bend them into a book holder. Yeah, but I have got way too many. No wire hangers. Yes, I know. I'm nearly out of them, but now I've got so many plastic ones. They're driving me insane. I'm going to throw them all into one box because I know you all want to see them. Jonas is saying, the same can be said for giving. It means nothing if you expect something back. Giving should be done in selfless joy, not imposing guilt on those we give it to. All right, now this one has a history with me. How about receiving and not saying thank you? All right, because I found out that in my world, and I know in some of the worlds that you live in as well, that to not say thank you for something that was given to you as a gift is rude. Okay. Kez is saying, I've heard people say, eat the colors of the rainbow. Yeah. Good idea. And which ones would you have a problem with? Which color would you have a problem with in the rainbow? Indigo. Indigo is an interesting one. Yeah. Seneca said, fate leads the willing and drags along the reluctant. I love that. Fate leads the willing and drags along the reluctant. How many of you, have been forced by life to learn things you didn't want to learn? Where you're going, no, I don't want to deal with that. How to do your taxes, maybe, whatever it is. I don't want to do that. But, you end up needing to learn it, therefore you do. So fate leads the willing. You see, the people who are willing to learn will have learned it already. And this one, I think, encapsulates everything that I wanted to get across today, which is promise yourself to be so strong that nothing can disturb your peace of mind. Promise yourself that you will be so strong that nothing will disturb your peace of mind. Jody, I think that would be the one I'd like to put up after this broadcast. Yes, Jonas is saying the only way to make sense out of change is to move with it. Remember, I knew that moving was one of the top 5 stresses in the world, right? A death, when they have the stress scale, it's a death in the family is very high. Funny enough, happiness is very high. A wedding can be nearly as stressful as a death in the family. And moving your home is considered one of the top stresses. I think it's the 3rd most stressful thing. And if you've never seen that list, you may want to have a look at it. What are the top 5 stresses? Hang on, we'll ask Alexa, see what she does. Alexa, what are the top 5 stresses in the world?
Sorry, I don't know that one.
No, she doesn't know that one. We will put them up, Jody, because I think people need to know that those things are very high on the stress scale. Yeah. So Einstein said this: a calm and modest life brings more happiness than the pursuit of success combined with constant restlessness. A calm and modest life brings more happiness than the pursuit of success combined with constant restlessness. Yeah, changing a job is pretty high as well. And I'll put up the list of what they consider are the top 5, because Jody will remind me to do that. So here's the thing. I started off my life in the equivalent of a miniature Downton Abbey, for those of you who saw the series. I then downsized and then downsized some more and downsized. And now I live in a manufactured home. And so you look at it and go, I can choose to say, oh, look where I've come to, or go, wow, this is amazing. I can do all of these things and still be this happy. All right. So be aware of all these changes can happen, but what's happening to me is I am learning a lot of new skills in doing all of these. And I also stayed really true to the things that were important to me. Light. And again, I would remind you, this is a wet day in the neighborhood. How much light is coming through in my kitchen? I don't have a light on. The only light I have is my ring light up above me. How much light? How many of you go, and what is the time, right? It's 4:45. Isn't it amazing? You can't see the light right here because it's not on. But you know, this was exactly what I wanted, a place that had natural light. Why? It makes me happy. That's simple, okay? Jody is asking me to do the countdown. Yeah, Jody's saying more light than my kitchen in mid-July. But think about it. I've got a skylight here. I've got a, you know, what do they call that? I want to say a nursery window. What do they call that window? I call it a plant window because that's what it is. You know, but it's like the skylight actually isn't. How big is the skylight? Yeah, the skylight is only about 5 feet, I think. But you know, but boy, does it make a difference. But I got huge picture windows, 3 of them right here, another 3 right there. You know, 6 big windows, window frames, if you like. Amazing light. All right, so Jody, I knew that you would want me to do the countdown, so I had it ready. And Jody, you will be really surprised to hear I did update some of these things. So let me know what I didn't update. If I say to you, oh, I forgot to update that, let me know. All right, here we go. For those of you who are interested, you have another 11 months and 26 days until Valentine's Day. And let's get smart about that. For those of you, who need to know, you've got 9 months and 11 days to mail out your overseas Christmas cards. Yeah, think you could do it on time this year. For the US, you have 9 months and 6 days until Thanksgiving. And we Canadians obviously do this a little bit earlier. We do it 7 months and 21 days from now. For those of you who are celebrating Easter, it is 1 month and 18 days away. And Lent starts on Wednesday, am I right? Shrove Tuesday, Ash Wednesday. Lent starts on. You like the Christmas cards? I laughed when I did it. I thought, oh, if I'm updating them, I might as well update this one as well. So spring 24 days away. We have made it through the worst of winter. However, my viewers in the Southern Hemisphere, you are now heading out of summer and into autumn. Hey. Wow, isn't that amazing? Peslis, I think that's how it's pronounced, said, I went to the closing of Carlton. Oh, how sad. They closed the closing of Carlton Cards and bought 49 cards for $5.10 today. Mostly Thanksgiving, Halloween, and birthday cards. What a great idea. Do you know what I found also? And I haven't done it, and I meant to do it. My local post office that is in a store. Do you know what I mean? It's like a little post office at the back of the store. That one I found after Christmas, if you're really clever, they take a lot of people apparently take the cards and not the envelopes. And they end up with a lot more envelopes than they wanted. And I've picked up a pack of red envelopes, sort of like this big, which are great for me because I'm an artist and I can turn my paintings into cards. And it's just like, well, that works. I've got instant envelopes. And I think I paid $1 for about a stack this deep. And I'm going, I like that. Daylight savings time, people. Just 13 days away. We will be pushing those clocks forward. So catch up on your sleep. Well, Jody, those big card size envelopes, to be able to pick up a pack this deep for $1, I mean, thank you. Why not? You probably have received a couple in your time, Jody. And Kez is saying, I love how you appreciate the small things in life and how easily they make you so happy. Seeing you so happy makes me happy, and I'm sure makes everybody else watch you. Which sort of things have given you the most pleasure watching me get happy about, Kez? Let us know before we finish here. All right, daylight savings time, just 13 days away. And then Christmas. I didn't do Christmas. Well, that's a bummer. Hang on a second. We'll do it right now while you're watching. I thought I did it, but I obviously didn't save it. So yes. September, October, November, December, the 25th, 2020, save. Okay. Here we go. We will not be beaten. 11 months and 26 days. Wow. Pesler says, I've been watching you move. You express so much gratitude in spite of all the bumps along the way. Peslers, I have to tell you something. It is the only way to go. I am so grateful for all of you. I'm not sure I would have handled it as well if I hadn't been telling you guys about it. Do you know what I mean? If I'd been into myself rather than... Now, how many of you have seen the picture of the desk that I'm getting, which is a coffee table that pops up and becomes a desk? Have any of you seen the picture that I get in a vlog to show you what I'm getting? It comes on Wednesday. How many of you know, this is going to be a day I am going to have a lot of discussions with myself, because it's the sort of desk you probably would put together more easily if there were two of you. So either I'm going to invite somebody to come help me, which is a possibility. And by the way, if you see pictures of it and it's not popping up, you will know it's a work in progress. Yeah, I thought, and the funny thing is, Pesler, I decided when I looked at it, I found, what I call a cheap version of it. And then I thought, for a little bit extra, I can get a nice, what is it? It's like whiteboard, more whitewashed look to it, which I thought would be really pretty. The other thing was to get a dark one, which would look good in that space. But I thought, I don't want a dark one. I would rather keep it light. And How many of you, I know Jody would be one, but how many of you are waiting for me to find the brass jugs and the hunting horn, which got packed together, and the horse brasses? Jody, I keep thinking I need to get into the shed and find that box for you. So here is the thing. If you get it on your list, it might arrive more quickly. Kez is saying sunlight coming into your kitchen, new light under cabinet, giving off lots of light. Yeah, the light bounces off these kitchen cabinets are that glossy white, and the light bounces off it, no doubt about it. And I didn't know until I got here and you guys mentioned it, that I was into Canadian colors, the red, white, and black of Canada. It's like I didn't even realize that I did that in my kitchen. And I saw it in my other house, but it's for some reason it stands out more here. So it's good. All right, now I've got to go cook any minute now because I've got a guest coming for dinner. And guess who's coming? Benji. So, Jody's saying, in your spare 10 minutes a day, could you find me that box? Well, I actually would say yes, if you keep it on my list. You bet I'll find it because it'll be top of mind awareness. You understand? But I was thinking, I know that it isn't in a banker box. I know it's in a bigger box. And I know it's in a bigger box, the shape that I bought, not the ones the movers bought. So therefore, when I go into the shed, it should be within about 6 or 8 boxes. And I marked it, Jody. So therefore, I would say I probably could find that fairly easily. And I would like to make that my goal by this time next week that I have found it. How's that? Not necessarily unpacked it. Well, if I find it, I'm going to unpack it, right? But I just know, and by the way, if you didn't know, I did get the fancy television, the small fancy television. Okay, Liz, so say hello to Benji for me. Oh, it's Vlog Affair, Liz. Really? Hi, Liz. Liz B. I'm going to say Liz B. I just want to make sure I got the right one. Did I get the right one? So she's saying, I'm hoping to do another event series at some point in the future. Well, there you go, Liz B. I knew exactly who you were. BR even. I could do the rest of it, but I'm not sure you want me to. So I want to tell you that I actually loved Vlog Affair. Me personally. I always found it so personal. And I really enjoyed going, and I really enjoyed, meeting the viewers there. Kez is saying you have fun getting into mischief. I do, don't I, Yell? Now, I've only got a very limited time with Benji tonight. And so the chances are that, somehow or other in there, I'm going to cook and chat and learn and support and get support, in this little time frame. But, Benji and I have this incredible ability to do that. When we get together, it's like, okay, I know these are your goals. And, because I always check, I need to know what the goals are. I think if you had ever told me that, I would end up with doing this for as long as I have, I would say, I really didn't think I would be doing this. I want to say that one of the greatest joys I have when people ask me, people will say, did you make a lot of money out of that? And I go, no, but I've saved a few lives. And, it's funny how I don't think that in the industry we talk so much about how to make the money. And I think one of the best discussions I heard was about we have a voice. We have the ability to change people's lives. I always remember that one thing, and I thought, I don't think we talk enough about that. I don't think we talk enough about how we, as YouTubers, get to change people's lives and make them get people more aware of what things are. How many of you put on your makeup a whole lot better because of YouTube? Yeah, how many of you put on makeup because of YouTube? And so you look at all these things that you have learned. I got this Roku television, and where do I go first? To YouTube. Why? Because I know I am not the first idiot that didn't know how to watch this thing or how to do anything. I'm still trying to work it out. I, for example, as you know, bought the Ring doorbell, and I couldn't understand why I couldn't hear anything. People were coming to my door and ringing the doorbell, but I didn't know that. Duh, I need the chimes inside. Now, why didn't they tell me that when I bought the bell? It would have been nice that they didn't say, P.S. The bell is so pathetic that you will never hear it, especially you, Sal, with hearing issues. Therefore, you need the chimes inside. They didn't tell me that. Liz is saying connecting good people was my goal. Having a diversity of people. Yes, I quite agree. And she's saying that I started watching YouTube for makeup tutorials. You watch me on your smart TV while I do chores. Isn't that amazing? I'm amazed how many people just listen to me to go to sleep. I always think that could be seen two ways. I always go to YouTube first before buying anything. It's like window shopping. Hi, PJ, or PJ's mommy. So yeah, you see, you think our life has changed, right? The way we do things has changed. By the way, I'm going to have it in a vlog, but I'm going to tell you guys now because it's important. You remember how I said last week, I think, that the guy that's coming to do the internet, and I said, I've got to say guy because I've never seen a woman. A woman came to help me with the internet this week. And just last week I said, it's bound to be a guy. I've never seen a woman. I got a woman arrive. You go, ask for what you want, people. It's amazing how it arrives. I cannot tell you how many times I saw that pop-up desk and thought, I would love that. Tuck the crud in, close the lid. I like that idea. I cannot tell you how many times I saw these shiny white cupboards in people's houses and thinking that would be really easy to clean those. I like those, and I got them. I always loved the quartzite tops, and I got it. It's when you look at it, it's like, but I always said I like them. So it's not that you're going to get everything, but it's like if you don't bother to ask for what you want, you're not going to get it. So I'm going to start asking for a new to me car because I'm going to need it. And the other thing I'm going to do? I'm going to find out how much it costs to get a new set of teeth. And I don't mean dentures, because I don't necessarily want that. I'd like to, I decided that one of the greatest things that make my personality is my smile. And I'm going, as my teeth continue to fail, I'm going to lose my smile. Now, how many of you know that's important to me? And I'm going, I would rather spend money on keeping my smile than a really fancy car. So I'm going to go and find out what that costs. And how many of you can understand that? It's like that's important to me. That's about my self-esteem. That is about every day I look in the mirror. So it's not that my teeth will fail. It's like if they do and it starts to affect my smile, I want to know what I'm in for. Hi, Sandy. You've been lurking. You love listening to me speak. Isn't that beautiful? Why? Sandy, tell me. And Jody, can we make a note of Sandy's real name? Because, and Liz's too. Pez Liz, can make sure that I know it's Liz B from Blog Affair. I would like to know, you love listening to me speak. Why? What is it you love? And while you're typing that, I just wanted to let you all know, peace of mind is the greatest goal you can strive for. Cutting out the external crud. Being in a position to be able to get rid of the drama. Remember, we did a Friday, did 2 broadcasts about drama. Being able to cut out a lot of the drama in your life. And the people that create it, either teach them how to do better or decide whether you want to keep them in your life. When I look at people and I say, here I am, 72, going on 73. And I feel that I still have so much to give. That's what I feel. But I need to be healthy and I need to be fit to be able to do it. And so my goal is not to lose weight and to build my core strength and stuff for selfish reasons. It's because I want to carry on doing what I'm doing. And Tanika's saying it's calming for me to hear you speak. Isn't that lovely? Thank you so much. It's calming to me to hear that. And so I'm already over time, and I've got to go cook. Well, actually, it's cooking already. But I'm going to set up some things. And I know that you will want to know what happens, and I will eventually during the week get some of those stories out for you. But in the meantime, please remember to look after one another. But so importantly, she doesn't believe I'm 72. I can prove it. I've got my passport right here. And imagine if I didn't have the chins anymore, people. I'm going to get rid of these chins, right? I'm going to keep losing weight until I get rid of those chins again. I'm going to look a whole lot different. Instant facelift. What if I lose the weight and it just sags down? Never mind, no. All right, so that is so cute. I feel like when you speak, I'm listening. I'm hearing you. You're very empowering and calming. Ah. She said you look good and walked out. Well, I'm going to do the same thing then. You look good. I got somebody at the door. Guess who it might be? Hang on a second. Okay, guess who just arrived? So, can you say hello? Forgive me if you don't say hello. Yeah. You can keep them on. You don't have to. All right, hang on a second.
Which one do you prefer? I keep it on or off?
Benji, make a decision. Okay. He's going to be here in a second. There he is.
Howdy! I'm on the show! Finally! Finally here.
All right, so everybody, we will see you soon. Look after one another, but most of all, please, please, please remember to look after yourself. And now they're all saying hello, Benji.
Hello.
Yeah, right. That's a nice place for you. Bye-bye, everybody.
Computer looks very nice.
See you soon. Bye. Bye. I hate it when it does this. We can do this, people. We're not perfect. There we go.